It's the Line Makers on Sporting News.
Hi everybody, it's a big weekend of racing. Not just with 4 legs, the Breeders' Cup, but 4 wheels. The guys from Nascar, 3 races to go. It's the AAA Texas 500. Brian Blessing, Micah Roberts, we've been with you through the chase, and it is now a 2-horse race.
Yes, it is. Brad Keselowski, you got to give him credit for hanging in there as long as he did, but he basically for 6 weeks kept the throne warm for Jimmie Johnson. He's only 2 points behind. He had a career best at Martinsville last week, but Jimmie Johnson's just been on an unbelievable run, Brian. And you got to give the guy credit. You know, in NASCAR, we like to bang on the champion. We don't like to see people winning consistently. But Jimmie Johnson, 5 wins in 6 years for the championship. He's probably going to win a 6th championship. And I don't think he gets enough credit that he deserves. Roger Federer gets all the credit in the world. Tiger Woods gets all the credit in the world. But yet, for some reason, we kind of want to tear Jimmie Johnson, and even guys like me. I'm trying to find ways why Denny Hamlin or somebody else can win a championship, and I think it's time we just sit back and reflect and say Jimmie Johnson is a true champion of all sports. He's a god almost.
Let's go to the Texas Motor Speedway, and what comparisons with this track can we compare to others that we can utilize in terms of handicapping?
Well, we want to look at the sister tracks of Atlanta, and we want to look at Charlotte. And we've seen those races run the last 6 weeks, and we can make a great comparison there because of the setup. If you did well on one, you're going to do well on the other. A guy like Denny Hamlin, he won at Atlanta. He finished 2nd at Charlotte. He finished 2nd at Charlotte in the May race. This is why he's a 5-to-1 co-favorite. Even though he finished 33rd last week at Martinsville, the championship push is over for him. He can now just concentrate. And the car, no matter even if his mind's not in the race, his car's been so good on these tracks that it really doesn't matter. It'll probably take him to a win himself.
How about in-car communications watching this race? The bottom line is Johnson and Keselowski in communication with their pit box, they are just simply focusing on one another now.
Oh yeah, and that's why Jimmie Johnson, even though he's a co-favorite to win this race, he doesn't necessarily have to win or push his car. He can be happy with the top 5 finish and compete well and then see where Keselowski finishes and then kind of take each race at a time here. So from that standpoint, you might not want to side with Johnson. But Brian, the guys you want to look at this week are the 2 Roush drivers, Greg Biffle and Matt Kenseth. They're both 10-to-1. They've both been outstanding at Texas over their careers, especially the last 4 races held at Texas. Both of them finished in the top 5 in those races, and both of them have a win over that span there. So you want to look at that. And Matt Kenseth especially, he's the track's all-time track leader in average finish at 8.7.
I say I'll jump on board with you, but I trust Kenseth a lot more than Biffle. Biffle runs hard early and fades late. It's an interesting chase. Keselowski, Johnson, we're down to 2, and we'll keep you covered all the way until the NASCAR season ends here on Sporting News, the Line Makers on Sporting News.